On a dark, crisp night, in the last days of fall, little Alistair Gray went to a Halloween ball. He stalked through the leaves, spun up in old rags, a homemade mummy with a trick-or-treat bag. When he arrived at the ball alley, threw wide the doors, eager to see goblins and ghouls and werewolves on all fours. The room was trimmed for a Halloween caper, decked with hay bales and fat pumpkins and bats of crepe paper. A troop of bent witches circled the room, wearing green wigs and wands, holding twig-bristled brooms. But to Alistair's shock, he saw in numbers far greater fairies and spacemen, cowboys and ice skaters. He slunk through the crowd, tugging tight at his rags, watching teachers pack goodies in trick-or-treat bags. A princess twirled by as Allie slid past her. "This is not what I thought," he cried. "What a disaster. Halloween isn't silly." Alistair grumped, feeling quite wary. "It's a time for the dark. It's a time to be scary." He wandered round glumly, not having much fun, then wondered if outside real Halloween had begun. With a fistful of candy, Alistair Gray took his leave and went alone into the dark the night before All Hallows Eve. The sky had grown dreary, no stars out to play, but the dark was not scary, not for brave Alistair Gray. The air sent a chill as it blew through the trees, when suddenly Allie heard an odd noise on the breeze. It sounded like bat wings scratching the wind, as a row of goosebumps pimpled Alistair's skin. "Looking for me?" rasped a voice from his left, and Alistair Gray turned slowly, holding tightly his breath. It had a great pumpkin head atop broad branching shoulders, and it smelled like the harvest and something far older. A long black cloak covered a body of roots, gnarled and broken and tied up with jute. Long, bony fingers reached from the hem of its cloak, and they curled in the air as the sentinel spoke. "Why are you out here when you should be in there, spending time with your friends and having no cares?" Then, without moving, the sentinel grinned, a grin most unpleasant, and Alistair shivered in its unearthly presence. He looked deep into the sentinel's strange glowing eyes, but was relieved to see it, despite his surprise. "Thank you," he whispered. "Thank you for coming. I don't understand what Halloween is becoming. It's all treats and no tricks, just candy and games. Where are the monsters? The rattling chains?" The sentinel's head gave a big, wobbling shake, and this time spoke low, with a voice like a snake. "All Hallows Eve is not just for the dark. It is something more sacred, in which fun is a part. This time of year is a festival of light, both for those still living and those haunting the night. Halloween is for us, when for just once a year we may come back to play with what once we held dear.
It is wise to remember that night follows day, and we must live fully what we've been given to play. Then there's no reason to fear when the dark comes to call, when Halloween comes knocking, when it comes for us all. So take care, little mummy, warned the sentinel then. Enjoy the time you've been given and return to your friends. Tonight, bob for apples, play games and delight. Because tomorrow, my friend, fun turns to fright. You must remember to leave jack-o'-lanterns ablaze, to light our way back as we return from the grave. Tonight is yours, and tomorrow is ours. When once the sun sets, it becomes witching hour. Stay out of the shadows, set out treats for the dead, and disguise yourself wisely, lest we find you instead. The light keeps you safe as you enjoy candy and games, and it guides our return to the place whence we came.
Alistair pondered, and then he pondered some more as he considered the party behind the gym door.
Halloween,
He reflected.
is a time of joy and of fright. It's both,
He decided.
because it all honors the night.
The sentinel nodded, blinking its wide pumpkin eyes, and the time had now come to say their goodbyes. Tightening his rags, Alistair picked up his sack, when he heard from behind a sharp snap and a crack. The sentinel had gone, faded back into night. But still his voice lingered.
Trick or treat and sleep